Coming at y'all live again. This time it's from no podcast. Shout out to the Golden Gemz podcast, though. It's from a booth. These rhymes and these words been long overdue. It's been way overdue. But it's okay, though. I'm back now.
Yes, what's going on, my beautiful people? Yes, welcome back. This is part 2 of my top 5 artists, top 5 athletes, and as well my top 5 stocks. Yes, I made a part 2. That first episode was going long. You know, your boy is long-winded at the end of the day. But yes, I appreciate y'all coming back. I appreciate you tuning back in. And, you know, let's go ahead and get right back into it. You know, at the end of the day, I think I left off on my boy, Deion Sanders. Yes, he was 3 on the list, even though he really, for me, obviously being a football player, he really should be number 1. But, you know, Kobe icon, and Kobe was definitely my favorite athlete of all time, just because I learned so much, from him, and I took so much from just his game. Yes, he played a different sport, but I just really learned a ton, and I was able to apply a lot of principles and morals that he had within his own life and apply them to my life and also to the game of football when I played. So, you know, going and touching back on, you know, my top 5 athletes so far, we got Kobe, number 1, obviously. Come on, the GOAT, one of the GOATs. And then you got number 2, top 5 athletes, Tom Brady. You know, of course, I got to put my other GOAT in there. Come on, like, it's Brady, man. One of the best, I want to say athletes. Yes, we can put in parentheses, athletes. He's not really an athlete. Of course, he's a quarterback. But, you know, he's still up there, man. 7 rings, you can't diffuse that. And by the time he retires, he's going to really have every record out here. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. We coming for it all, baby. But, yes, and then 3, of course, was Deion Sanders. And I left off talking about, you know, just who he was as a person. And that's really what attracted me to him. As much as he did on the field, I really admired him off the field because he really stood for a lot of different things, and he stood for, you know, just core values that I respect as a man and core values that I dang near carry in my own life. He put God first. If you ever paid attention to him, he never swears either. So that's something I look up to from him because it takes a lot of dignity. He doesn't do drugs, never drank a sip of alcohol and things like that, you know, and just a lot of principles and foundation that he has within his own life definitely motivates me, definitely pushes me. And then 2, growing up watching him on NFL Network. If y'all grew up watching him on NFL Network, prime time, 21st and prime, when he had this, oh my God, he had Snoop Dogg, the anthem. Hey, I used to love watching that show, man. And that really, you know, emphasized my love for football and emphasized my love for the game. And so the Deion Sanders, a Hall of Famer, a GOAT. And dang, all these guys on my list is definitely Hall of Famers in their own right, in their own sport. So, you know, hey, you know, I got the best list of all time. Come on. Who got a better list than me? Nobody. All right, but let's go ahead and get into number 4 on my list. You know, this guy, I didn't grow up watching him, but I know we all seen his documentary. So his documentary solidified him in my book. And then my pops, he always, like, he hates Kobe for some reason. And of course, Kobe is the opposite of this guy. And it's Michael Jordan. So, of course, you know, with Michael Jordan, I mean, he's a pioneer. You feel me? At the end of the day, he kind of took the NBA to new heights and new levels. Like, nobody was doing commercials before MJ did commercials. Nobody had shoes like before MJ had shoes. And then 2, come on, MJ from the Shy. You feel me? That's what, you know, he won them 6 rings at. That's why he really made a name for himself. You know, we don't really look at the Wizards. You feel me? We don't count that. We don't count that when he went there. But, you know, everything he did in Chicago, man, it speaks for itself. And especially if you watch The Last Dance, that documentary was amazing at the end of the day. And you feel me? Like, come on, how can you not put MJ first? Like, he pioneered a lot of the things. Like, he was bringing big bucks and making all the money, and he made a way for all these guys to make these 50, 45, or however many $1 million contracts a year. These guys in the NBA these days are getting paid $50 million a year. Imagine that, $50 million a year. Then some of these guys, they know by the time their career said and done, what they gonna be made like a $500,000. I mean, a $500,000, $500 million. You feel me? Like, look at LeBron. He dang almost touching a billion. He not even out the league yet, just from all his other moves outside the court. Like, it's amazing. And I feel like, with Michael Jordan starting the whole foundation of it and really, paving the way for all these other athletes, just like, everybody else on my list. Kobe paved the way too as well. After MJ left, he continued to carry the torch. Tom Brady paved the way for the quarterbacks, and he kind of set the foundation to take less money. But as you can see, it really turned into more rings. Next video, I'm gonna what some of my rings I got. Dang, I got like 3 of them from my college playing days. That's what I'm marrying. You feel me? Like, at the end of the day, like I said, like, boys didn't take it all the way to that next level, but I'm blessed to have gotten as far as I did. I had an awesome career. You feel me? And now boys retired. We big chilling. You feel me? So, at the end of the day, God is good. All glory to him. And, so 4th is Michael Jordan. Let's move on. And then 5th, Muhammad Ali. Like, come on. The activism, the greatest boxer of all time. Really, him and Mike Tyson. I'm a big Mike Tyson fan too. So you can throw Mike Tyson in the top 10 for me of all time athletes, just because his impact. Hey, come on, man. Mike Tyson, he was that guy too. But back to Muhammad Ali, man, like everything that he stood for, his values and his core, rules. He was Muslim, and he really, stood for a lot, man. And he paved the way for a lot of athletes, in this day and age, man. And his name carries weight alone. And him, kind of, because I actually too, I love history and stuff like that. So all these guys that I'm listing, like with Deion Sanders, with Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, Muhammad, like all these guys, I went back and watched their early years and their early film. And then too, with all these guys on my list, like they really stand for something. They really have strong morals. They have strong values. And as me, as a man, like I respect other men that has those same values, has those same core, I want to say, core values pretty much, I already said it. So, with Muhammad Ali, I mean, like I said, he was one of the best boxers of all time. His name says enough. His activism, what he did for, with standing up for, black people in America and not choosing to go fight a war. Like he stood up not for only black people, he stood for dang near everybody on this earth at that time when he just wanted peace. Like he was saying, what is the need for him to go fight a war when he ain't did nothing? That's his brothers and sisters, you feel me, in Vietnam. And that was his whole spiel. You can go watch, some snippets of him talking and things like that online. But, for what he stood for and the things, he sacrificed a couple years of his career, not even boxing, in order to prove, a strong point and prove that, I'm a man and I'm going to stand, 10 toes regardless. I don't care about my career. I believe in what I believe in. And I truly respect that. So, of course, he has to be in my top 5 and everything he stands for. Like, I mean, you can't help but, give kudos to that. And so let's give a recap. Of course, top 5 athletes. Once again, got Kobe, number 1, coming in number 1. Tom Brady coming in at number 2. Really, I'm going to say I might switch flip-flop. I might say Deion Sanders in there. So I'm going to go Kobe, Deion Sanders, then Tom Brady. Just because Deion Sanders, of course, with me playing football and playing DB, like Deion Sanders definitely influenced me. I wore number 12 because of Tom Brady, of course. And then I wore number 21. I used to say 21 reasons. Give me 21 reasons to queue up on the field. But that's back in the day, man. Like, man, high school was fun, though. And I wore 21 because of Deion. And Tom Brady, of course, I'm gonna put him in slot 3. I'm going to flip-flop it, still some great picks and still a great lineup in my opinion. And then, of course, I got Michael Jordan in there coming in at 4. The reason I put Michael Jordan at 4 because I'm understanding everything he came from, but he's not really my generation. I ain't grow up watching him, but I respect everything he did. And that's the same with Muhammad Ali. I ain't come up watching these guys. They was doing whatever they was doing way before I was on this earth, way before I was even a blink in my mother's eyes. So at the end of the day, I still got to show respect, though. And then, too, with me being a historian, I love going back in history. I love watching videos about these guys because, I mean, it's a true testimony of their legacy. And I'm all about legacy. And I'm all about building, they build generational wealth for their family. Like, building generational wealth. This is what these guys did, and they built a name that's going to last forever for their family because of what they did as an athlete. And that's the same thing. Shoot, I'm trying to take this podcast thing to the heights, man, to the new heights that people ain't never seen before, and we're gonna do it. It just takes time, man. Just like I said, keep the Mamba mentality, a 24/7 Mamba drink on deck. Body armor gonna come soon. Y'all just wait on it. But anyway, that is my top 5 athletes. And then let's give a recap too of my top 5 artists, just in case if you ain't seen the first video. I will put that link down in the description. Watch the first half of my top 5 of artists of all time. And I'm just going to give you a recap real quick. So top 5 artists I went with was Tupac. Second one was Biggie. Third one, well, Tupac and Michael Jackson, but I threw Michael Jackson in there because he's a GOAT. But Tupac, Biggie. Third was Lil Wayne. Fourth was Drake. And then fifth was J. Cole and Wale. So, yes, my list is crazy, but still, you get the picture. Those are my most influential people that I, grew up and, kind of raised your boy. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said back in other videos, like, yeah, we all had, father figures and things like that. But I came from a single mother. I looked up to a lot of athletes, entertainers, and things like that. And I kind of, looked up to, a lot of different people. And that's kind of what molded my personality. And that's the reason I am the way I am now, because I took so much from everybody. I literally learned from every single person that I've ever looked up to, even people in my family that I looked up to and that I love. Like, I learned from them. And, I kind of put that into my own core values and put that into my own morals and kind of made, my own person. I made myself my own man. You feel me? By just taking some gems from them and their lifestyle and apply them to mine. And I think that's what we all should do, because don't forget the 3 things that I taught y'all. Always listen to everybody, because you can always learn. And then 2, if you can listen to somebody, you don't got to do exactly what they say, but you can put your own little twist, your own little flair on it. You feel me? Make it yours. And if you don't really want to listen to nobody, just let that shit go one ear out the other. But I suggest that you do those 3 things, because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's really the first 2 things. Listen to somebody, and you can either take exactly what they say and apply it directly to your life, or listen to them and kind of, mold it into your own and become, your own individual. But with that same, put the same little flair that, take a pinch of what they said and apply it to your life. Or, let that shit go one ear out the other and just don't learn, don't evolve. Me, I like evolving. I like continuing to learn. I think we all should do that as well, But now, like I said, I'm long-winded. I'm going to keep this second part 2. I'm going to keep it short. Let's go ahead and get into top 5 stocks. Yes, we finally talking stocks. I promised y'all this so long ago. And yes, now I'm going to really, like I said, I've been doing my research, and then my stock's been doing pretty well. I'm invested in a lot of different things right now. But at the end of the day, these are my top 5 investments. And then a couple of these stocks, I believe, actually do pay you dividends, so you actually do receive money back from investing into them. I don't get paid a lot of dividends from it, because I don't got that much invested into it, until this specific stock actually. But it's still something better than nothing. Even if you're getting 50 cents, I think I get 75 cents from one and 30 cents from another. I feel like if you get into those stocks that actually pay you dividends, it makes it worth your while actually investing into that company, because you actually get money back instead of just sitting there. Of course, if it booms, of course you're gonna get money back that way. But if it doesn't, you still collecting a little bit regardless. So I feel like that's a great thing. So first stock that I want y'all to kind of invest in and kind of take a look at, you don't got to invest in it. This is just my word of advice. These are my favorite stocks, because they've done well for me. I want to say since I started investing dang near like when I first got into college. And I really learned about all this stuff in early high school, but boys ain't had the pockets then, but now the pockets, I ate. So now I can do what I want. So first stock I'm throwing out there is Tesla. Tesla, y'all know what Tesla is, man. Elon Musk did his thing with it. And that's a whole nother story in itself, and how he had to choose, and Tesla was about to almost go underwater some years ago. People don't know this story. He had to choose between keeping Tesla afloat or keeping his other company afloat. And it was either he was going to pour all his money into Tesla or pour all his money into the other company. But he chose to split it up and put his money into both companies, and they both ended up flourishing and, prospering. And at the end of the day, he got a lot of flack, and a lot of people told him not to do it. But he went ahead and, he went ahead and went with his gut and invested in both of them and split up his money. And, God blessed him, and ended up, him making that one move, him making that smart investment ended up taking him to new heights. So I feel like, with him, following his gut, that's what a lot of y'all should do. Follow your gut, follow your first mind, and, stick to, if you believe in something, if your heart's in something, yes, take other people's opinion, take other people's advice, but always put your advice and your opinion first, though. That's a gem for y'all. You feel me? But at the end of the day, yes, Tesla is definitely one. I think it's like at around 1,000 something right now. It's been fluctuating from 900. But I got into Tesla when it was like at 3 something, at like 300. So that's why, you feel me, your boy making good cash from it right now. Yes. But, I'm keeping that in there. And all these stocks really for me is long-term investments. That's how I look at stocks, because it's not like you can get rich overnight from it. Sometimes, best believe you can, but most of these stocks is long-term investments. So I want y'all to kind of make smart investment moves with doing so. So you got Tesla is number one. Then next is Nike for me. I've been wearing Nike since I was a jit. At the end of the day, I love Nike. I love what they represent, and I love that story behind it. If you don't know the story behind Nike, it kind of started off as just a tennis shoe, literally just a tennis shoe. And it was, well, not a tennis shoe for real. It was started off as a track shoe, actually. He made it for a track runner, Bob Knight. He made it for a track runner back in, I want to say, I think he started in 1970s or 1960s, if I'm not mistaken. I told you I'm a historian, so I know all this stuff. But I think he started off in the 1950s and not 1960s or 70s. And, it kind of, he made it for like a specific athlete. And then he ended up coming up with the swoosh sign, like as one of the last designs, and they ended up going with it. And now you see Nike is, hey, the check mark, you know what it is. So next is Nike. I think Nike actually does pay you dividends, if I'm not mistaken, because I think I have received dividends from Nike. And then also to Apple, I think that's another stock, because that's my 4th stock on here. Really, it's my 5th stock on here. You should invest in Apple too, because I think Apple pays you dividends as well. Apple, of course, like that's a long-term investment. I look at these companies when I look into a stock. I'm like, okay, what are you going to do long term? Yes, your company is, sustainable and it's okay now, regardless of whatever company it is. Make sure you look at it, make sure it's sustainable, and make sure it's on a good upward trend. And like 5-10 years from now, oh yeah, that company's still going to be booming. And then too, your investment 5-10 years from now is going to go skyrocket up, because that company is going to continue to produce and continue to, make money. So at the end of the day, you should definitely always take that into account. My 3rd stock on here is Sony. I've been investing in Sony. I said Sony. I've been investing in Sony for a while. Sony has been like one of my all-time favorite products. PS4, PlayStation 1. I didn't have all the PlayStations for real. I was blessed enough when I was a jit to get the first one, and then I've been getting them ever since. And then I even crossed over to Xbox and Microsoft. But you feel me? I'm back. I'm back now. But, Sony is also a great stock to get in. I think it's moving around at almost $100 right now. It shot up a lot to like 118 before and things like that, but it's always fluctuating. But I think long term, Sony's always making good products and things like that. So I think that's a great stock to go with. Amazon as well. I think I should definitely get into Amazon, because Amazon is coming fierce. They even making grocery stores now. Who knows what they're going to come up with next? Amazon is doing their thing. So that's a great long-term stock, because I feel like it's only going to continue to get better and climb until they really make an Amazon store. Just like they got all these Walmarts out here, they're going to probably have Amazon stores everywhere with just everything in there. So y'all just be prepared for that. And also my last stock that I'm going to give y'all, because I want to cut this video short, because I don't want to make part 2 longer than part 1. So the last stock that I'm going to give y'all is NEO. So NEO is a specific stock that I've been put on, a while back by one of my homies, but I already kind of knew about it. It's pretty much going to be like, I think it's going to be the Tesla of China. NEO is an upcoming company. It's a great car company. And pretty much they took a halt, of course, during COVID, because you couldn't really move the ships and stuff. So the stock actually fell a decent amount, but not that much. I think it's selling like around $30 right now, maybe 35, but it got as high as dang near 67 or maybe almost 70. So you can see the potential in that growth. And then, like I said, it's gonna be the next Tesla. Just watch. Hey, you heard it here first. So invest in NIO if you want to. Look it up. It's literally NIO. And then as far as Tesla, I think you can pretty much find these if you Google them and just put in stocks. I use Robinhood. I try Webull, Coinbase, of course, for my cryptos and things like that. We're going to get into cryptos and we're going to get into other videos as well later. But, those are quick little gem stocks that I just wanted to brush y'all up on and, give y'all a little history about them. And I feel like at the end of the day, if you feel like investing and if you have the money for it, stocks is long term. It's not short term. Crypto is sometimes short term. You can get rich overnight, maybe. But at the end of the day, I'm into long term investments, passive income, collecting those little dividends because something is better than nothing. So at the end of the day, you feel me? If you're making the right investments, you're making the right moves, then you're always going to be great out here. So yes, those are my top 5 artists, top 5 athletes, and top 5 stocks. Yes, I had to give y'all some gems with them, of course. And I just want to give y'all a message, though, man. At the end of the day, regardless of whatever ups and downs that you're going through in life, regardless of whatever you're doing in your life, continue to build a legacy for yourself, continue to build a legacy for your family, and continue to be great out here. Because at the end of the day, this life ain't easy. But if you're working hard, if you're trying to be successful, all you can do is try in this world at the end of the day. So keep y'all head down, continue to be great, and continue to go get everything you got coming to you. Because guess what? I believe in you. And guess what, too? No. We ain't done yet. Come back to the Golden Gems podcast, baby. Make sure you come back. Make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure you hit the show notes. Make sure you send this podcast to your friends. Sports Talk is coming to y'all soon. Again, I'm going to be dropping a couple more episodes for that. And make sure, too, you go tune in to Relly's TV. I started my 30-day yoga challenge on there. Hey, I might skip a couple days every once in a while, but I'm trying to be very consistent on there. Hope you enjoy it, though. Go over there. If you ain't never tried yoga, just try it with me. I'm starting nice and easy. We getting into the, small things and we building our way up. So if you want to check out some yoga, and then also I have other footage and other videos over there. I gave like my my MTV Cribs, tour. So it's we having fun over there on Relly's TV. I'll put that link in the description as well. But at the end of the day, y'all just stay blessed out here, stay highly favored, and continue to, like I said, to go get every dream and everything that you got coming to you. And guess what now? The Golden Gems podcast, baby. And it's the Golden Gems podcast, baby. And we out. We out.